Hey, my name is Layla Julie, and I'm here with Nina Foyabo. So, Nina, I'm going to ask you a few questions about yourself and your experiences here at the university, okay?
Okay.
Is that good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, tell me a little bit about yourself and, like, your major, like, why you chose to attend this university.
Okay, so my major is community health, so I want to advocate for people with sicknesses and disabilities like myself. And honestly, like, I chose the university because they gave me scholarships. So I was like, ooh, money, like,
Same.
let me go.
Same.
So yeah.
Okay, so, like, did accessibility play a role in, like, choosing your university?
Definitely, because I got accepted to some colleges, a few UCs that were kind of like very like hilly and like very like big, and like I just can't like be doing hills with like my walker or like my wheelchair because it's just a lot of like work and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely decided La Verne because it's very like flat and
Right.
like, it's not as big because I don't really like crowds and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so like in the housing application, were there any like questions regarding any like accessibility or recommendations or like accommodations?
not what I remember because I did my housing like application like online and I didn't see anything about really disabilities or anything like that. So I just thought like everything was kind of set. Like they have elevators and they have stairs because they didn't ask me like, do you have disability? At least I didn't see it. Maybe it could have been there, but
Yeah. Do you feel like it's important to have it?
definitely because like I thought that Citrus would have like a first floor, so maybe I could be on the first floor. That way I don't have to worry about stairs or elevator or anything. But then I came and I was like, I was on the second, and I was like, oh well, I mean you can't change it now. There's no first floor except for like the lobby or whatever. So I definitely think having like an option like on the housing like website, like do you have a disability or do you have an impairment or crutches or whatever the case may be, like they should have like a little like option and then you click whichever one.
Right. Okay. So was Citrus Hall your first choice or?
I was told it was new, so I was like, oh, I want to be in like the new building, like
Right.
fancy, techie, whatever. So I just like picked it. Like I didn't really think of like Oaks or Vista really that much. So,
And like they didn't have any pictures of it too. You're like, oh, it's new. I'm gonna do
yeah,
it. Like
they didn't have no
same.
pictures. It was just like a little map with like a bunch of squares.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay,
Same. I was like, okay, I'll pick it.
like I'll live there.
Yeah. Same. Okay, so I've noticed like there've been many fire drills and like many elevators issues since move-in day. Like, did that affect you in any way?
It definitely did because the first, like, all the alarms and stuff like that before this recent one, I had no way of getting down, and either I just stayed in my room and like waited. And the thing is, like, I didn't know if there was like a real fire or not. It was just like it was going on, so I think like, okay, I guess I'm gonna burn in here, you know, like I'm gonna burn, you know, like whatever. Like I was about to cuss, but sorry.
It's okay, you can go ahead.
I held it in. Okay, well I was thinking like I'm about to burn the fuck up. Like
Yeah.
this is my first like semester of college, and I'm thinking like I'm gonna burn. Like this is really happening. Like, but like I mean the housing people, they did like call me and they said like, okay, like I mean a few times they would call me up and they would say like, oh, like we're having an alarm and people are going down. And I told them like I can't get down. Like I'm like even with like I use a cane too, but I only use my cane for short distances, and my cane is not going to give me like super strength to like go down the stairs. Like it doesn't do that. So like it was definitely like really hard when the alarms go off. And I know like I did try like going down like once and like just down the elevator because it's been some times like where it said like don't use the elevator and I would still like press the button and I'd go down. I'm like who cares? I get stuck. But definitely like a few alarms ago, I think I tried to go down the elevator, but like there was like a drape over it, so I was like, oh man, like I can't like go down or whatever. So, and I definitely think this is kind of off topic, but I think like the students need to be aware of people with disabilities only because like I got a nasty comment where it was like there was like a fire alarm or whatever, and like I was wondering like okay, where do I go? I looked at the elevators and I was like, do I go down? Do I like go down or do I like stay in my room? And I was walking towards the elevator and these group of like kids, just like with students, they were going downstairs and they're like, oh, you can't use the elevator. And I was like, and I had my walker and I had like my leg braces on, and I was like, are you serious? Like you're looking at me with my whole disability right now, like it's visual, and you're telling me I have to use the stairs? And they were one of them said like, oh, you can't use the elevators, and then some of them were kind of like laughing or whatever as they're going down the stairs, and I was like,
yeah, that's like the
where's the joke? Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? So I know it's kind of off topic, but I had to say that.
No, yeah, I understand. So like I know that there's a protocol in place to like help students that can't go down the stairs, to like assist them. and it's called an evacuation chair, and it's like very new, and like where the person is like strapped in and is brought down the stairs by two people. So do you think that way is effective, or do you think there's a better way to do it?
I definitely think it's a start, because when I went to talk to, I don't remember who I talked to, but he was like in housing and stuff like that, and he was telling me like, or at least a lot of the people that are in housing, they were telling me since I got here, like, oh, we're gonna get a chair, we're gonna get a chair. For like 3 months straight, they kept telling me like, we're gonna get this. I'm like, where is it? You know,
right.
Because you keep having these alarms, and I'm being stuck in my room, and I don't know if there's a real fire or not.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely think it's a start. I mean, when I saw it, I'm like, this looks ghetto. Like, it was just like a little, like, it looked kind of like just like a regular, like, chair that you can just, like, fold up, and, like, it looked like that, and then had straps on it. And I was like, what is this? And then they're like, because when I heard evacuation chair, I thought it was, like a chair kind of, like, strapped onto the stairs, and it kind of just goes
down. I've seen those.
Those are, like, way more effective. But I saw this little ghetto-looking thing, and I was like, I mean, all right, I'll sit in it. So I sat in it, they strapped me up, and they brought me down. But, like, the thing that was kind of scary about it is, like, the two people that are lifting it down, like, you feel like this kind of, like, jump, like, this kind of, like, bump, because you're going down the stairs and they're just lifting you. So I was kind of afraid, like, I'm gonna fly out this chair, like. But I think it's definitely a start. I really do like it. I think the school can do a lot better. But
do you think that, like, if they would have thought about it beforehand, like, even not knowing that there was going to be a student with a disability in the building, do you think that it would have made it way easier and way more of, like, a smoother, like, exit, like more of a better plan?
My, like, true problem with, like, the evacuation chair is the fact that I had to speak up about it for them to get it. Like, I feel like if I wasn't sick or anything like that, they probably wouldn't have, like, gotten it or anything like that. Like, the problem is that when the school built, like, this building, like, they didn't have any exits for us or anything like that. They're just like, here's a building, put them in there, bye, and they went. Mm-hmm. So I definitely think it's like they need to think about the people that have impairments and disabilities and stuff like that. So that's my only problem with, like, the chair. Like I said, like, it's a good start, but, like, the real problem is that I had to speak about it like multiple times for you to get it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my problem.
Do you think that it would be more effective if you? Well, do you think the chair is effective in time? Because I knew when the most recent fire alarm went off, like, we were out there, and it took like 20-30 minutes for them to bring you down the stairs. Do you think it's effective in time, or do you think that
time wise it took a while? Because what if there's, like, a real, like, fire where it's, like, burning up in flames or whatever, and they're taking that long to get me down? We're all probably gonna burn up, like, in the middle of the stairs.
Yeah.
You know, I just feel like, but I feel like going faster too, I would probably, like, fly out. So I think there's two, like, negatives.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely think the chair needs to be more, like, equipped, I guess. Because to me, it just looks, I mean, don't judge a book by its cover, but, like, the way it looks and the way it feels, like, I don't know, it felt a little bit unsafe to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think that moving in Vista or, like, Oaks, where there is a first floor, would be a better way, or do you?
Yeah, I might move there next year.
Okay.
But I remember there was a time where they're like, oh, like, we're not gonna fix elevators anytime soon, so you should probably move. And I was like, I'm not about to move all my stuff, my bed, my desk, everything to, like, Oaks or Vista. And it's not like they had, like, a room for me. It was like a spare, like, room or whatever, and they had to, like, look for one or whatever. So it's like they kind of wanted me to change, like, my whole schedule and my whole, like room and stuff like that, just because of their faulty equipment. So, but I'm thinking about probably moving there, probably, like, next semester or whatever. So I don't know. We'll see.
Are there any other issues regarding, like, accessibility around the whole campus, like the spot, cab events, and, like, even classrooms, like, around campus or no?
The classrooms, I think, are a lot bigger compared to, like, my high school. I definitely had a lot of more problems there.
Okay.
I do think a lot of the, like, buildings or whatever, they have, like, this handicap, like, button, and then, like, you press it and the door's, like, open. But a lot of the buildings where you press it and then, like, you're waiting for the door to open, doesn't open. I'm just standing there just, like, pressing it, and I'm, like, waiting, and it's like, I can open doors, but, like, I have weak muscles, and plus I have my walker, so it's kind of hard for me to, like, open it and then push the walker in. So I think that it's great that they have the button now, because I know some buildings, they didn't even have the button. Like, when I moved into Citrus, that button out there wasn't even there. Like, I'm pretty sure I spoke up about it, because I'm really vocal with my rights and stuff like that.
Right.
So when I saw them building it, like, in, like, September, October, I'm like, finally, whatever. But anyway, like a lot of the buildings here that have the button, when you press it, it doesn't work. So it's like, okay, you have the button there, but it's not working. So what's the point of it being there? You know.
Where is your classroom? Like which building?
It's in the Hoover building.
Hoover building. Okay, so is there a button there for you to get inside?
Yeah, there's button. There are some days where like I'll press it and it doesn't work, and I'm like, and then I just open it and whatever. But most of the time, like it works.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And like, what causes you to need like an aid or like a walker, a wheelchair, or a cane?
Like my sickness.
Yeah.
So, well, I'm not gonna like spill my whole story.
That's fine.
I'm just basically gonna say that I got sick when I was in first grade, and I'm in my first semester of college or whatever, and it just kind of got worse. So at first, like my sickness or my disability or whatever you want to say was like in my face, and then it slowly like traveled down to like everywhere else. So now I have like a walker and I use a wheelchair, and like I have heart problems and stuff like that. So that's basically it. Like it's not really. Like it's really severe, but like I don't really like talking about it.
Yeah.
A lot of people think it's very hard to like listen to or whatever. But yeah.
Do you feel that if the campus was fully accessible, like, do you think you would still be considered to have a disability or not, or more like an impairment?
I think an impairment. I mean, like everywhere I go, like there are some spaces that don't have accessibilities. People just always saying like she has a disability, whatever. But I feel like if the school was completely like equipped with everything for people like me, people would just say like, oh, like I feel like people don't know the difference between disability and impairment, so they would probably still say like she has a disability, which I'm okay with. But like I feel like I would just have an impairment, like, oh, like she has trouble walking, but like we have this for her and that for her, or that for them or whatever. So that's what I think. I think I would just have an impairment because my disability is like, they call it that because I can't get in some places or
right. Do you think, is there anything else that you suggest that the university can do physically, or like the students or the faculty here at the university can do to accommodate for you?
Not really like accommodate. I just think the staff and like students should be more smart with their words.
Right.
Like, definitely people just come up to me that I don't even know saying, why do you need a walker? Like, first of all, I don't know you, so you can leave. Like, people just come up to me and they're asking me about my disability, which I think it's okay if you're like polite, or if you're respectful about it, not just saying like, why do you have this, or like aren't you like 18, why do you need that walker for? Or like even like some staff, like they won't ask like that, but they'll be like, you're so young, like how are you sick? And I'm just like, I feel like people shouldn't even be like, if they're gonna ask me that, they should be like really respectful, and then like they shouldn't just keep asking multiple questions. Like, yeah, you're curious, but like I don't know you like that, so please don't be asking me that type of stuff. So I wouldn't say that's really accommodating. That's more like letting people know and educate them. Like, there's people out here with disabilities. Like, you have to be careful what you say and like what kind of comments you make and stuff like that.
Yeah, I totally agree. Well, thank you for your time and your participation today.
You're welcome.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Do you appreciate it, Andrea?
Definitely do.
Okay.